Hey, I'm Scott.
And I'm Chris.
And this is Doxalogic, where we help you think with your Bible.
Is Christmas a pagan holiday? Are there any Christmas traditions Christians should think twice about participating in?
Christmas traditions that we should think
That
twice about
Christians
participating in. Okay.
should think twice. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which ones do you participate in that you shouldn't, Chris?
I don't think I can speak on air about that, Scott.
Wow.
They're the ones you
It
invited
becomes
me
confession
to.
time.
But anyways, you didn't hear me. That's
No.
fine. You can catch that later. That's on you. Yeah, that's right. You were too busy talking and laughing
It
at
is
yourself.
recorded to put on the internet
Laughing at
forever.
yourself.
I was laughing with Brie.
At me, and you lost.
I think
lost
with
the
you
plot.
as well.
Okay, let's bring this back. So we did an episode.
Yes,
it
you're
was,
right.
It was 3 years ago, and I was able to pull it up here. And worth telling people.
Are you
going to
press play and we'll just...
We get all of about 2 or 3 minutes to, like, Scott and I get all of 2 or 3 minutes to hear the questions before we literally push play. So sometimes I tell people, if you would have said something else or more, or you know what, if it sounded a bit incomplete, it was our fresh thoughts. But I did have time to find the episode. Episode 46 from 2021, Is Christmas a Pagan Holiday? So you can go find a much more extended explanation of that. And I would just start by saying and briefly say, yes, there were, especially in the Roman world, pagan holiday traditions at that same time of year. The Romans celebrated the 7-day winter festival Saturnalia starting on December 17th. It was thoroughly pagan, lots of debauchery, worship of the god Saturn. It marked the end of the winter solstice. To mark the end of the winter solstice, the Roman emperor established December 25th as the Sol Invictus, or the unconquered sun, the S-U-N, the unconquered sun. So there's a lot of claims that Christianity just co-opted it, but again, a fuller explanation in the episode. But we should recognize that just because a Christian holiday got put into a certain time of year where it was a Roman pagan holiday, it doesn't always mean it was just a ripoff. It could also suggest a rebuke, right? So the presence of a connection to Christian celebration could be just this copycat, or it could be, hey, deliberately, as the Roman world, as the Christian, the gospel and churches increased in the Roman world, there was a need to say, we reject the pagan holidays and we're going to replace them. So it wasn't just a, hey, let's go along with this, let's just take the same day. It was actually a repudiation at times and different holidays, not only Christmas stand as one of those. And so there are pagan roots at this time of year, but it's simplistic to simply say, and because we have December 25th, that's all it was just a copycat. Well, no, oftentimes it was a rebuking of. And there's an interesting, not to go too long into this now, there's an interesting kind of theory that has some merit in church history around December 25th being near the time of Christ's birth. Without any certainty, it's absolutely December 25th, but actually it isn't entirely fabricated out of whole cloth and just made up. But there were some church fathers in the East and the West writing about the springtime of when Mary was pregnant, and then basically placing it 9 months later, that at the end of the calendar year. Without being certain about that, but it's actually got some historical merit. And again, episode 46, 3 years ago on this very podcast.
And you'd also say, don't celebrate Saturnalia.
I would recommend against it. I would recommend against it for sure. But is there like today? Are
that was one of his things he wasn't going to confess earlier.
guys are killing me. So I'm gonna get in trouble. But today, Christmas traditions that I would avoid celebrating. I fail to find one immediately. What I would say, like, you have to reject X. I don't know what that would be.
Singing Christmas carols.
Well, I would say sing Christmas hymns, you know. If you're going to sing,
Could you sing
the
that
Lord,
for us
Scott.
right now? How great would
What's
that
an,
be?
what's
Shut
an
your mouth.
example?
Yeah, you shut your mouth.
Just
Some
what's an
lyrics.
example?
You know, one of my favorite examples is "Joy to the World," which was not written as a Christmas hymn.
Correct. That's fun. That's a fun
it was
little
not
note.
written as a Christmas hymn. You will actually find more about the return of Christ kind of being in the "Joy to the World" motif, but it somehow, and I actually either failed to remember or don't know how it became such a popular Christmas time hymn.
Yeah, that's fun. Yeah, I can't think of Christmas traditions off the top of my head to even like weigh into them. Like, not yes, this one, no, this one.
Many are so personal for people. They're
Yeah.
not like culturally everyone's doing this and you have to avoid it
Yes.
to protect your Christian witness or
Yeah.
something.
I think about that question usually around like a Halloween, for example.
Right.
Can my kids trick or treat or not? Is this participating in evil, demonic, whatever? There's always that floating around. I love the idea of the rebuke, though. And again, that's in the episode, so I won't repeat that. But it just, this kind of celebration of Christ as Lord and planting that flag in the midst of all the chaos of pagan holidays is pretty cool. It's a cool witness of the church.
Yeah.
You've been listening to Doxalogic, a podcast by Doxa Church in Rockland, California. To learn more, visit us online at doxa.church.